Don't you hate it when your eyebrows look crazy and you're trying to fix them and even them out, but you know you need to stop soon or you'll end up looking like this? Yeah. No bueno, not a good look. Hello everyone, it's Oshale here, and I hope all of you have been having a great day so far. Merry Bookmas, and welcome to my Vlogmas. Hello everyone, I hope all of you have been having a great day so far. Welcome to my Vlogmas series, and this is day 3, and let's get started. Today I am making a video about my bookish resolutions for 2015. I almost forgot what year it's gonna be. Wow, I can't believe that 2014 is pretty much over. I feel like everyone says that, but is it me or did the year just go by so fast? I feel as if the years just keep going by faster and faster and faster. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump right in, and I will tell you all about my bookish resolutions for next year. So my bookish, I can't say that word. My bookish resolution number 1 is to read more fantasy. And this year I didn't really read too much outside of contemporary. I read some paranormal, but I usually mostly read contemporary, and I mostly read new adult. So for next year, what I would like to change is I would like to read other genres, but more specifically, I would love to start reading fantasy more, and especially high fantasy and adult high fantasy. I'm really excited. I feel like I follow so many of you guys who are really enjoying and loving that genre, and you've really inspired me and encouraged me to kind of dip my toe in that pool. I have so many book recommendations thanks to you guys and your videos, and I just can't wait to start exploring more of that genre. Number 1 kind of goes along with my second bookish resolution, which is to start reading more science fiction. I can't really remember the last science fiction novel that I read. I remember the first science fiction novel I read though. It was A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle when I was really young. I think I was like in 5th grade when I first read that. So now I would like to kind of get back into that genre, and especially get back into that genre on the adult side of things. My bookish resolution number 3 is I want to read more poetry, and I'd love to read a diverse plethora of poetry. I'd love to read more on the prose side. I'd love to read poetry from all different types of authors. I'd love to read 18th century poetry, and I know Shakespeare wrote some poetry. I'd love to read some Native American poetry, some African American poetry. I really am interested in reading African poetry as well. I just want to explore poetry from all over the world, from all different genres, all throughout time and history. And I'm not quite sure where to start, but I did start following some of modern day, our time, my age poets on Instagram. They post a lot of their stuff on there. If you want, I will actually leave their Instagram names in the bottom bar, so you can go and check them out if you have Instagram and you'd love to read some of their stuff. A few of them, actually I think all of them, have come out with poetry books, and so you can purchase them on Etsy or through their websites. So I'll leave all those links below if you're interested. And I don't know, I'll leave some examples also in this video so you guys can check out some of their stuff if you feel like it. But yeah, I would just love to read more poetry. My bookish resolution number 4 is I'd also love to read more children's literature. I haven't really read children's literature since I was a child myself, and I just think that it's such an important and amazing genre. I remember growing up, those were the books that really shaped me and formed me, and to this day, those are some of the most impactful books on my life. I remember some of the books I read as a child as if I'd read them just yesterday. And I really want to first kind of go back and reread a lot of those books, and I'd also love to read, new books, what's out now. I feel as if that it's a genre that we should never stop reading, and somewhere along the way I kind of stopped. And this includes, picture books as well. I love picture books. When I was a nanny in New York City for about 4 years, I got really familiar with picture books because I would read them to the kids that I was nannying for all the time. So I really want to kind of get back into that genre, seriously. Yeah, so that's my bookish resolution number 4. That brings me to my bookish resolution number 5. And that is to actually start to collect the books that I loved when I was a kid. I have kind of lost a lot of my book collection from my earlier years over time, whether I've given books away to younger family friends, and just as I've grown out of books, I've always given them away or given them to the library, or just over time, the book collection I had when I was younger has sort of disappeared slowly but surely. And there are just so many amazing books that I treasure and have so many fond memories of that I would love to own. So I want to start kind of recollecting my childhood favorite novels and start repurchasing them and sort of building a library for myself, because I also plan on kind of keeping this library for my own children and having them read and enjoy the books that I loved when I was their age. Bookish resolution number 6. Yes, bookish resolution number 6 is to read more classics. This is another genre that I read mostly when I was a kid and also coming up in school. I believe we started seriously reading classics in our English classes in high school, and I didn't really read any in college because I wasn't an English major or a literature major in any way. So I'd like to get back into that. I'm currently reading Mansfield Park via audiobook, and I just kind of wanted to choose that to ease my way back into classics. I read it so long ago when I was, I want to say 14 or 15, and I haven't read it since. Of course, I've seen all the Jane Austen film adaptations and I love them, but I'd love to reread her novels as well. I'd also love to read other classics. I actually went online and downloaded this whole list of 100 must-read classics, and I kind of want to start making my way down that list. So I'm really excited to start reading classics again. Bookish resolution number 7 is to read more plays. This is something that I don't really see very much of on BookTube, is people reading plays. I started reading plays because I am an actress and I acted a lot in high school. Started reading plays then. I hadn't really read plays before high school. Then of course, going to college and having acting as my major, I read a ton of plays. And I miss them, I really do. I enjoy reading plays. I am actually a playwright myself, so I also enjoy writing them. And I miss them. I miss reading them. There's just something about a play that is just so exciting in a way that is not the same as a novel. It's so dialogue driven, and it's fascinating to see how a playwright can build an entire world and build these characters and sort of show you what's happening mostly through dialogue when you're reading it anyway. Also, let me know if you guys are interested in seeing any videos about plays. If you want to see me review some plays or tell you what I thought of some plays that I've read, just let me know in the comments, because I am going to start reading them again. That brings me to bookish resolution number 8. And this resolution might come as a surprise for some of you who have been watching my videos since I started making them during NaNoWriMo last month. But I would love to start buying books again. I have not really bought books for a long time. I've mostly been using the library, or I bought a lot of ebooks because it's just more convenient, and my living situation for the past few years hasn't been conducive to collecting a large number of books. It just didn't seem wise to have this huge collection of books that I would then have to move. Not to mention, books are expensive, and I don't like to own books that I don't like or that I don't plan on rereading. I look at books as friends, and I like to look at my shelf and know that every book I have on there is a book that I enjoyed or a book that I absolutely loved and that I definitely plan on rereading. I still am going to use the library, don't get me wrong. So I just want to kind of dip my toe back into the book buying side of things. Bookish resolution number 9. I need to finish some series. That is something that just needs to happen. I have a lot of unfinished series that I started either this year or in 2013 or 2012 that I need to finish, okay? Just off the top of my head, I've got the Bronze Horseman by Paulina Simmons. If you haven't read it, it's excellent novel, but it's an entire series. It focuses on Tatiana and Alexander, and it is set in the time of World War II in Eastern Europe, and there's a lot of unrest and hunger and war, and it is kind of just this epic sort of novel with a love story at the very center. But it's a series, and I've only read the first book, which is The Bronze Horseman. I need to get on the rest of it. Also, we have the Vampire Academy series. I've only read the first 2 books, and I was kind of underwhelmed by them, to be honest, but so many people have told me that the series get better as the books go on, so I need to finish those. Also, another unfinished series is the Hunger Games series, which I have been struggling with because I just have not been in the mood to read dystopian lately. So I've read the first 2 books, and I need to finish reading that series. I need to finish Mockingjay. Next is the Divergent series. I only read Divergent. I need to finish it, but it's another dystopian, and I just haven't been in the mood to read dystopian. Another series I want to read fits nicely with resolution number 4, which is to read more children's lit, and that series is The Time Quartet. And The Time Quartet is by Madeleine L'Engle, and it starts with A Wrinkle in Time. That is actually the first book. There are 3 other books in the series. Another one that fits neatly into the reading children's lit bookish resolution is the Giver series, which is also another quartet, and that one is by Lewis Lowry. And The Giver, once again, is actually the first book in the series, if you didn't know. So yes, lots and lots and lots of series that I would love to complete and finish in 2015. And finally, last but not least, is my bookish resolution number 10. And that is something that I have been seeing all across BookTube and all of y'all's videos, and that is just to read more diversely. Now, this resolution really isn't very hard for me. I feel as though all throughout my life, I have been reading diversely because I am a person of color, and you know, once you get to a certain age, you kind of want to see yourself in the books that you're reading, so you naturally just start to gravitate towards books that have people that look like you, and you start to seek out those authors and you start to read their stuff. So I have been reading diversely for an extremely long time, but there has been a period of time where I kind of stopped, or at least that started to die down. There are a lot of authors out there right now that, you know, are kind of new on the scene that I have not read any of their stuff because I kind of stopped after a period of time. Not to mention, I think it's also important to read diversely even if you are a minority outside of your own minority. There are other authors of color and, you know, ethnicities and religions and etc. that I need to read. You know, I would love to read some Native American stuff. I would love to read some Asian. Oh my gosh, Asia is a huge continent, and I don't think that I've adequately explored their literature. You know, you also have literature written by, you know, other black ethnicities. You know, it's not just African American, you have African. The African diaspora is quite large. I believe reading diversely also includes reading authors that don't live in the same nation as you do. There are a lot of authors that live abroad and in other parts of the world that are writing really cool, interesting, dynamic, introspective stuff that as Americans we may not necessarily seek out, and we tend to either read only American literature or Western literature. But there are so many other parts of the world where people are writing really incredible works of literature that need to be read and that need to be explored. I think it's important for your own self-education. So that's something I definitely want to focus on next year. And that is it. 10 bookish resolutions for 2015. I'm just really excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about just how I want to kind of shift my focus and shift my reading direction next year. I think it's important as readers to challenge ourselves and to push our boundaries, to go out of our comfort zones and to explore new frontiers, because that's the only way that you're going to continue to evolve and grow, not just as a reader, but as a person. So that is it for this video. Really, y'all? That is it for this video. I hope that all of you guys are having a great day so far, and I wish you happy holidays, a Merry Bookmas, and I will see you, oh my god, and I will see you in my Vlogmas Day 4 video. Yeah. Bye, guys. Welcome to my November wrap-up video.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental.
So in